Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Polypuppo. Thank you very much for coming to the channel. If you're new to the channel, I go over different fun ways to use the MPC. I've started with the MPC 2000 XL and worked my way up gradually. That's why I understand how to use the MPC the way that I do and the certain workflow that I do. If you send me songs and stuff, I can definitely hear that you're doing the workflow that I teach. So it's really, really cool. One thing that I want to go over today, this is really cool. Like I typed in MPC keyboard, excuse me, and a lot of people, like when you type in MPC, I work really hard, so it's cool to see my picture affiliated with, just to be on the page is really cool is all. But this is what I'm talking about right here. This is not the final release of this product, but they're onto something. And as if you get this one right here, how it has the pads, it's got the touch effects and everything. All I'm saying is, for me to get this board, and or for it to outdo Machine or Native Instruments, I would the way they got this laid out is this screen is actually vertical. Okay, it's not flat like an MPC Live, so it's cool. The Q links, you could have two rows, at least two. Four, like the MPC X, would be phenomenal. The way this is laid out is super cool. I would totally leave this, but with all this space, all this stuff right here, I would incorporate. You could definitely put Q links here, but me personally, if you want to compete with Machine or Native Instruments, you need a second screen or one big screen. That being said, how I showed the first layout right here, how they have the akai, it's more of the akai force type, right? And if you've used an akai force, it's almost like two brains in one. You can use the top half to do something and then use the keys to do something else. It's very, very awesome is what it is. But if you've only used an MPC, you don't know what I'm talking about because you can't do it. But on the force, you can tell the buttons to be doing one function while the screen's doing a totally different function. On the MPC, whenever you hit the pads, whatever, if you're on program edit, it's going to correspond to what's on the pads no matter what. So I think it would be cool to add those little bitty buttons right here, these Akai Force style, so you can launch your clips really fast too. I know you can do it on the MPC pads, and it seems redundant, but so is making an MPC and a keyboard. I'm excited about it because the keyboard is my first instrument. It's the first thing that I walked up to, and it had a power light, and I fell in love with it. So if I can take all of my gear and put it into this, so I can focus on just making music in the other direction, not looking at my busy studio that gives me agita or whatever, makes me I get a little overwhelmed sometimes by looking at all the wires. So if I could just take this and have it. Now, if you have an MPC Live, beautiful. You can walk into any freaking store and take this bad boy, give the guy a pizza, and sample away, sample your heart out, and go ahead and take that with you. Get any MIDI keyboard. The beautiful thing about MIDI keyboards is that you can get one to how you like. It can have 16 Q links. It can have certain things. That's why I'm saying it to Akai, if you guys are going to come out with this, you got to come out swinging with the Akai. You got to offer it both. You got to have the pads to be able to function on one screen, and the Akai Force, you should incorporate them both. Put a nice sticker price on it, and just by looking at the picture right here, I love the quality build of these products. That's why they don't pay me to do anything. They don't send me. I've never got a sample pack or anything from this company, but I've struggled, and I love the workflow. And if you play keys, or if they were to send me this, like I say, I have my own MIDI keyboard set up. I have my whole studio set up wrapped around my MPC X. But if they were to send me this, I would definitely showcase it and its benefits for sure. Like I say, to have it all in one spot, because to hook a USB cord into your MPC. That's a wire that I don't have to look at. I can go ahead and it's right there, but really would like to have more options. This is sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. You know, make sure these are MIDI mappable, all that stuff, but put 16 Q links. Squeeze this stuff together. And I would also put the MPC also pad. So if not, a second screen. Just a second screen for arranger mode or something. Again, that's just kind of my take on this, but I love the build quality that I see right here already. I already know the material because I own the MPC stuff. And if it's anything like this, I'm definitely going to be getting my hands on one way or another. Other than that, guys, I just kind of wanted to touch up on this. I did a video on this about 8 months ago, and I'm just really excited because they pump out these great products. But again, when you got the MPC Live, the MPC X, the MPC One, and it's super, super cool, but to be able to eliminate the need of a MIDI keyboard, you're going to need more buttons and stuff like that on this standalone unit. But it looks super, super awesome. Other than that, if you guys need any help or one-on-one tutorials on the MPC, I go over all kinds of different ways to use it and hook it up. I go over all this stuff. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll be more than happy to make a whole video about it. And it's just easier for me to make a video to answer the questions that I get opposed to just answering them. Alright, I'll cut it short here and I will talk to you guys later.